Gentlemen, and welcome to Monticello Sages Football 2002. I'm Kurt Stratman here tonight with color commentator, the high school principal, Mike Davis. Keeping stats for us, we have the president of the school board, Jim Coleman. His wife and my wife are both helping. On the camera is alumnus David Wells. And we're ready for Monticello football and OCA action. First game of the season in a season that we really don't know a whole lot about. Mike, I talked to John Beckie earlier this week, and he was pretty optimistic about the way this season should unfold.
Oh, absolutely. We have a ton of skilled people. We have a lot of depth. It's going to be an exciting year for us. We're right in the mix of things. I'll tell you, though, the OCA is really stacked this year. A&M is back, and as well as Warrensburg Latham. They have almost everybody back. They should be real tough. Big ball game tonight going on in Decatur, Warrensburg versus St. T.
Warrensburg and Central A&M certainly are expected to be the Sages' biggest competition this year. A&M finished, I believe, runner-up in the state tournament last year, and Warrensburg has got just about everybody back. So Coach Beckie did say that he felt like those two were the big ones that we really had to kind of aim for. And the thing about those two, Mike, there are next two games.
Absolutely. So, of course, we got to get this one tonight. We got to get that first one out of the way. I apologize for being a little bit off task there. I was talking with our AD off mic there for just a moment about a little last-minute thing here before we start. Really looking forward. I think that Coach summed it up last night at the athletic kickoff dinner when he said he had a good feeling about this team. They're a great bunch of kids. They're focused. And they work well together. So I'm looking forward to a good season. We're going to be in the middle of it. I know that.
Well, I really believe that, as Monticello's Coach Beckie said, that if we can stay right with both of the teams, win one of the games, and finish this first three-game stretch with even a 2-1 record, that would be outstanding. Would place us well for the rest of the OCA season. I really look for at least 3, maybe 4 teams, as usual, to make the playoffs in the OCA. And hopefully Monticello will be one of them.
Absolutely. We go 2-1, we could win the conference.
That
not
could
a
very well
problem.
happen.
So we'll see what happens. And it's good to have Warrensburg. And we've got both these clubs coming up early, which can be a good thing. But we got to get this one out of the way first, and we're about ready to start, Kurt.
McMasters is one person back. I can't get the other number. I think that's McMasters that's going to get the kick. And he's going to take it up to the 30 and get dumped right there on the 30 by Sam Miller, a defensive back from Meridian. We don't know a whole lot about Meridian. They lost quite a few of their better upperclassmen last year, so we don't know how strong they'll be.
Yeah, their defense is a big question mark. I know that they've got a good quarterback and a good fullback, and they've got a good lineman back. Trying to see if I can find him on our roster here.
Monticello is opening with Jack Dawson at quarterback. To no one's surprise, Striegel will be back there at tailback, and Jesse Vesna at fullback. Striegel's going to get the nod, the first handoff.
Get
he
outside,
gets a straight
he
arm
sure
to
does.
get him outside. Breaks a couple tackles and gets 11 yards up to the 41-yard line, and he's going to be a handful for every team all season long.
He's got to have his hands in the football 30, 40 times a game, 20, 30, 40 times a game, and I think they're going to try to do that.
Well, there's no doubt he's going to get his yardage. What Monticello is going to have to come up with offensively is something to go with him.
Well, and we have our wideouts are just outstanding this year.
Wide receivers to both sides.
Gaskell and Blickman both are like fly paper. They catch everything.
It's a dive straight
keeping
up
it
the
on,
middle and went to Striegel again, I believe. I couldn't tell if that was Striegel or Vesna, but I think it was Striegel.
This is nice. I'd like to see this. Our lineman, offensive line, is gaining some confidence, some experience here in the early opening drive.
7-yard gain. It'll be second and about 3. Monticello doing just what they hoped they would be able to do, and that's come out, control the line of scrimmage, and get something going right off the bat.
That last one was an inside trap, and we had great movement. We controlled the line of scrimmage. Let's see what happens here.
I can try to get Striegel outside the other way.
Oh, we slipped a block.
He's going to end up losing about a yard, yard and a half. Could not get around the corner.
24, a senior, Jeremy Cater, looked like came up there. I'm not sure, but he got outside of a block. He just had a step on him and couldn't quite get to the corner to get that block. That was another 5 or 6 yards.
3rd and 5. Bringing the play in was Brian Colbert. And he'll go wide to the right side now. Two wide receivers to the right side, Gaskell and Colbert.
See if we roll Jack Dawson out to the wide side of the field. Nope. Oh, big
Striegel
hole, big hole.
corner,
First down, first down.
Got it by about 1.5 yards. So Striegel is carrying the ball and the weight here in the early going.
Well, they've got to respect our wide receivers, and we put two guys out like that, one guy in a slot. You know, they've got to be out there. That opens us up for the little trap inside, and Striegel is running hard.
1st and 10, Monticello on the 47-yard line of Meridian. Split backs with double wide receivers at the bottom of your screen to the left side. Dawson back to throw, looking, trying to run.
Trouble.
He's in big trouble. And he'll get sacked for about a 6-yard, 7-yard loss.
That was a 3-step drop. I don't know. He didn't get back.
Make that a 5-yard loss.
Might want to go to a 5-step drop maybe there.
Well, I think it was intended to be a quick pass.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to fake the play action,
up.
turn around, and make the throw. And when he turned around, there was nobody open.
Little miscommunication there, no.
Early in the season. 2nd and 15 now for Monticello.
Looked like the slot tried to run a slant over the middle, but didn't get there. There's an awful big crowd in there.
I thought they tried to run a little bit of a pick play with the two wide receivers on the near side.
Exactly.
It did not work. They ran into each other, actually. Dawson's going to keep this one all the way, and he's got no place to go again. And that's another 2-yard loss. I know Coach Beck, you told me he wanted to see Dawson run the ball a lot this year with some option and some simple rollouts, and that's what he tried to do that time. There was no look for a pass at all.
Well, he had the middle and the left side linebacker step through. We got people out on the sweep, but they didn't get anybody. They came through, and those linebackers were able to come through.
You can't run anywhere if you don't control the line of scrimmage, and that time we certainly did not. But you got to believe they're going to go back to Striegel now, although that's a lot of yardage to pick up with a run.
Oh, we go into the eye.
And there were only 4 guys waiting for Striegel to get the ball. They had no doubt in their mind who was going to carry the ball for Monticello. So after a real good start and picking up first down, Monticello actually ended up losing 10 on their last 3 plays, and they'll end up having to punt.
I think we'll be making a little adjustment here.
Back to kick for Monticello will be Michael Doan, a sophomore.
Just looked like Meridian.
It's a scary job for a sophomore.
Did some stunning up front. Okay,
low
gets it
kick,
off. That's okay.
Bounce.
That'll
That's
help.
not a bad deal, really.
Nope. Oh, there we go.
Gets
by
him now.
Oh yeah.
Good
nice
break
job.
for the Sages. Ball's going to be down on about the 12-yard line as it eluded the receiver, Sam Miller. He didn't get his hands on it.
Baker was hustling down there. Made a nice
Good
stop.
coverage by Monticello on that. So first play from scrimmage for Meridian will come from their own 12-yard line. Now we'll get a chance to look at the Monticello defense a little bit.
Right.
Cornerbacks you see split out on both sides. Monticello in basically a
they spread us out here. Let's see. Here it comes. Yep.
Go off tackle.
Fullback lead. Not too bad.
Picked up about 3. 2nd and 7.
That was interesting. They're
Pennington
big
was
fullback.
the ball carrier for Meridian, and Monticello's Husengay got the tackle. Blicken back at safety for Monticello. We'll run down some of these other players. Michael Feeney, one of the cornerbacks, one of the outside backs. Inside linebackers are Husengay and
pretty solid pass. Pretty solid pass defense. The ends and the safeties are. Have some youngsters, an inside linebacker, and
handoff that time was Brian Kraft, and he didn't find much as the Monticello interior line stacked that up for about a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Big play here, Coach. We'll hold him here. We get the ball back and pretty decent.
The other interior linebacker for Monticello is Pat Striegel. Outside backers are Chris Baker and can't see the other number. We'll get it pretty soon. Handoff again, trying to go up the middle and not a lot of room. Gain of about a yard, yard and a half. So they're going to be looking at 4th and a long 3. The ball will be on the 20-yard line. 6:45 to play here in the first quarter. Meridian's first possession looks like it's going to result in 3 and out. Three plays and 3 different ball carriers for Meridian, so I would say they're doing a little bit of looking to see what they can find.
Michael Feeney back to receive the punt, standing at about midfield.
Feeney's back all by himself. Oh, high,
Okay,
very,
get
very
away,
short
get away,
kick.
get away, get
I don't
away,
think
get
anybody
away.
sees it at the moment.
Get away. Well,
Got
no,
a
they're
real
gonna get a
good bounce
roll.
from Meridian.
Still going to have good field position, Coach.
48-yard line. Monticello on their own 48-yard
Let's
line
play
will
in
take
their.
over.
Let's play in their half.
Well, we had a first down at the 48 at one time and moved the ball down the field and then went backwards again. So let's see if we can do a little better this time. Meridian's actually lucky that that ball is not on about their own 40-yard line.
Could have bounced either way.
Down.
Could have bounced either way. You know, that's funny. Takes some funny rolls.
Adam Gaskell wide to the near side. Blicken at the top of your screen. In the backfield now, Kit Webb at fullback. Handoff goes to Striegel, and he went nowhere.
Well, we got stacked up inside.
But you got to believe, Mike, if I'm Meridian, I've got linebackers on every play doing nothing but following Striegel.
Oh, you have to key. You have to key. Striegel, he's one of the premier running backs in the league.
Go nowhere else except wherever he goes.
And we're going to get that all year from everybody. Absolutely, he is a key. You've got to respect him because he can break one at any time.
The effectiveness of Monticello's offense is going to be dependent solely on whether they can get something to go with Striegel.
And if I know the way John calls the game, I think we're setting some stuff up here too.
Wide receivers both sides, flanker to the near side. A little bit of an unusual setup, and it's obviously a pass. We've got a man open. Yep. Softly thrown pass, but it still got there. It's going to be completed for about an 8-yard gain.
Nice touch.
Down to the 45-yard line of Meridian. I'd like
Baker,
to see
nice
Jack throw
job.
that ball just a little harder on that pass that goes towards the sideline.
Tell you, Baker did a nice job. Looked that ball in and knew he was going to get smacked. Hung on to it. Nice gain. Good job.
3rd and 3 for Monticello on Meridian's 45-yard line.
They call that a finesse pass, but it gives me gray hair.
It was soft. Scared me. Out of the I formation this time. And to Striegel again, and once again finds nothing up the middle. They've tried that play
He
twice
made something
now.
out of nothing there. I think he picked
a
up
yard
2
as
on his
he
own.
fell,
Yeah.
I think. Could be 3rd and a long 1 or a short 2. Take your choice. We're down to 4:45 to play here in the first quarter. Striegel has carried 7 times for 19 yards. And the play comes in from Brian Colbert. Kyle Husengay also comes in, so you would guess that wherever Husengay is going, that may be where this ball's going. Looks like he's at right tackle, so I look for something to go off the right side here. Nope, bootleg. Surprised everybody.
He's got some time. He's got a man open. Oh, interference. Yes, it is. It sure was.
Actually, our receiver stopped. Probably shouldn't have. But because he stopped, the pass was overthrown, and the defender came over the top of him trying to get to it.
It's
and
a
hit
good
him
thing he
the
did
ball.
because Jack was throwing it back across his body, and he didn't know much oomph. That's about as far as he could get it. But nice job by Colbert.
So Monticello will get probably the 15-yard penalty here.
That's the first big break of the ball game. Got to capitalize on that.
It's no longer where the point of infraction. It is a penalty from the line of scrimmage. And that'll give Monticello a big first down somewhere inside the 30-yard line.
There you go.
29.
29. That's doable.
4:13 to play first quarter. No score. Monticello on Meridian's 29-yard line thanks to a play-action pass where pass interference was called, and rightfully so. Okay, we got Webb and
quick count.
Oh, it's going to be the same thing.
Get outside, Jack. Got a boy. He get up in there.
Picked up about 3 or 4.
Yeah, you got to respect that. That's another part of the setup, I think. You got to respect that.
Well, if they really key on Striegel, if they start, and they haven't yet run a fake to Striegel and then let him roll out.
Exactly.
We'd kind of like to see that happen.
Let's see what's.
Gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 6.
If you can establish that game, though, with your quarterback as an additional running back, all kinds of good things open up for you.
Brian Colbert is up the top of your screen. At the bottom of your screen is Adam Gaskell, and we go into the I formation with 2 running backs, and the ball's going to go to the first one. That's to
trap inside.
To Kit Webb. He picked up 2 or 3.
Okay, what, 78 for Meridian. Travis Bourne, their big lineman, ran right by that. Didn't even see it.
Yardage gets tough here in the red zone.
Yeah, start to get pretty bunched up.
3rd and 4 from the 22.5-yard line for the Sages. Still Striegel and Webb at the split running backs at the moment. Wide receivers both sides.
Thing is, we got 2 plays here to make 4.
Shift to the I, and Dawson's going to keep it. Going to be almost caught from behind, but he turned the corner, and he's
real
going to be
close to a first down.
believe, again, that was a rollout all the way. He was just
Absolutely.
following Striegel.
He tucked back up underneath.
Might be close enough for a measurement. Nope, they're going to say 4th down and a foot. We'd be remiss if we didn't comment on how great a shape this football field is in, as it is every year. Monticello staff does a great job. Rick Timmons keeping this field watered in August like we just had. Really, really a great facility.
Yep,
we got close. Probably got the first down.
Looked like it from up here.
I really thought somebody on Monticello's right side jumped, but no flags.
I think it was Striegel. Got a pretty good start at the ball there. It looked
running
like
start,
yep,
so to speak.
But you know, you go over to A&M. We go over there next Friday. You're going to see when they run that single
They'll
wing.
do that all the
Those
time.
guys, looks like they got 2 or 3 guys in forward motion all over the place.
1st and 10 on the 18-yard line. Monticello threatening a little bit here inside the Meridian 20-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Sages. Double wide receivers again, this time out of the split backfield. Long count by Dawson. He's looking to throw. Got a man open.
Oh, yeah.
Got
There's
him.
6. There's
Touchdown.
6. Nice job. You know, they blitz
that
the
hit
outside.
Gaskell on the slant end.
They blitz the outside linebacker, and we popped right inside that little post pattern. There was nobody there. Nice job. Nice call. That's a confidence builder there.
How many yards was that? 18 yards, I believe. 18-yard touchdown pass.
Jack Dawson, good presence of mind. Look, checked off, found his man. We got 6 on the board.
That was well executed. 1:52 to play here in the 4th quarter. Monticello, the PAT is coming up. Kit Webb is looking up and looked a little right. Nope, no good.
It was flirting with it.
So Monticello goes on top. 1:52 to play in the 1st quarter. 6-0. And while we got a chance here, we'll get the cameraman to pick up the Monticello cheerleaders down in the far end zone doing push-ups, and I'll give you their names. Mike, why don't you read these kids' names? You know how to pronounce all of them.
I'd be happy to. Stephanie Adams, Joanna Hayes, Sarah Ryder, Montana Williman, Crystal Wittig, Amanda Bly, Allison Rhodes, Kelly Sample, and Emily Willis are this year's varsity cheerleaders. Junior varsity cheerleaders are Kristen Block, Kristen Falk, Shelby Milton, Michelle Bousquet, and Christy Coaster. Mrs. Beth Kleinschmidt is our sponsor this year. Has worked very hard with the girls to get them ready for this opening season game.
And Monticello getting set to kick off after their first touchdown of the season. They lead 6-0 now over Meridian.
Now
Kicking off for Monticello will be Michael Doan, the sophomore who also punted.
This will be a crucial series now for us. We've got to come out here and put the hammer down and lock this game up a little bit and knock these guys out of the ball game. So
you want to see good defense right here.
Absolutely.
You don't want to see a big run back. 35-yard line is what you're hoping to hold them to.
Come back after a score and shut them down. And he's in trouble.
Oh, and he's going to go down at the 21.
There we go.
Great job by the Monticello special team.
Good call there, Kurt.
And while we're talking about special teams, I'll mention some of the coaches and their responsibilities, Mike. Special teams, which I just mentioned, Phil Deist is in charge of those, along with running backs and outside linebackers. Tip Reedy is offensive and defensive line. Larry Albaugh is the defensive coordinator, also works with linebackers, tight ends, inside linebackers. John Beckie takes care of the offense and quarterbacks for the most part, and Nate Albaugh is helping with wide receivers and defensive backs. Okay, here we go. Meridian's second chance with the football. They are 1st and 10 on their own 21.5-yard line. Sophomore major, and there's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Big error.
A little motion on both guards, actually.
Tell you what, if you're going to come out of there, you might as well come out of there and hit somebody. He look like he's in slow motion. I don't know what happened on that one.
They realized at their first step that they weren't supposed to be stepping. And it's too late to stop at that point. You're right. You can go ahead and smack
That's
somebody.
That's what I'm saying. It's a
the
free.
Two of them picked up the same signal.
Might as well
whatever
go
it
ahead
was.
and do that. That's right. Little confusion there in the Meridian huddle.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 now for Meridian. They're backed up to their 17-yard line. And a good place for Monticello defense to really put the hammer to them
That's
and
right.
come up with good field position again.
Very important.
Minute
for
47 left to play in the 1st quarter. Major looking at an I formation,
Oh, yes.
double wide receivers, tried to hand off to the fullback up the middle, and there was absolutely nothing there.
Well, you see our entire front four was a yard into their backfield. That's what you want to see. We're starting to maybe take control of that line of scrimmage a little bit.
Monticello's interior line just didn't give up anything.
And that was no stunt there, and that was just straight ahead, helmet on helmet. We're just pushing them back.
You might notice inside of Monticello's defensive line, 55 Stephen Donaldson and 63 is Tyler Robbins at
300 and 265.
They're going to make it tough to run up that middle.
That's right.
They're going to try it again
another
and
one.
know where to go.
Donaldson was in there like a post.
That was a good hit that came in from the left outside. Let's see if I can pick up that number. 60. That was Mike
Mason came in.
Came up and made
Tell
a
you
nice
what,
tackle.
though, that was caused by Steve Donaldson.
Those guys in the middle
Stood
really
up
don't have to make a lot of tackles.
No.
They just have to make sure that nobody runs through that direction.
That was all because that backed that running back up long enough for Mason to come in and make a nice hit.
Third and 12 now for the Hawks on the 19-yard line.
They seem loath to throw the football, so
this freshman can throw it, I'll guarantee you. And he's going to time
That's
is
a
probably
free
what
play
he's worried
because
about.
they were
Man wide open and overthrown by 5 yards.
He didn't look.
And we got
There
a
was
flag.
illegal motion on Meridian. That'll be
I
another
thought they
one.
moved before the snap.
Yeah.
I would think Monticello will decline it and make a punt. Was declined, so it's going to be 4th and 13. Certainly a punting situation for Meridian.
See if we can get a little run back or
Michael
something going
Feeney
here.
will likely go back.
Yep.
Bad kick last time out. This is the quarterback major, and you got to remember when you got that quarterback back there kicking, things other than kicks can't happen. Better kick this time, but it's a tough one.
That's
going
to be because
Feeney's
the
got
line
it.
drive, we're going to get a run back. Nice job, Feeney.
Nice job. We're going to get a penalty on it, I'm afraid. Ball's going to be on the
usually it comes from there. It's a
line.
clip. I'm not sure. Usually
that would be likely, yes. So good job by Feeney by first catching a ball. It was a knuckleball, very, very difficult to catch, and then saw that there wasn't a whole lot of room anywhere. Just took his 5-7 yards straight up the middle. Gave us great field position, except for the penalty.
Well, and those line drive kicks are scary too, because that means you got a run back going. Usually, you know, I'd rather have maybe that big one with the big bounce, because anything could happen on that thing.
Apparently, they're discussing where the point of infraction was. Actually, it's holding on Monticello. And they'll mark that off
or a push, maybe. I don't know. I didn't catch the.
From the 43, and it looking like 10 yards.
Okay.
So 47-yard line, still good field position for the Sages.
Coach Beck, you can work with that.
Only 26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Monticello's scoring play came on their last possession, an 18-yard pass from Dawson to Colbert. And the Sages lead 6-0. Wide receivers both sides, split backs in the backfield. Dawson over the ball, and we're going to go with a flanker, one back now. Last time we did this,
Meridian
we threw.
hustling to cover. A little bit of,
wide
open. There's six. There's six.
My goodness, talk about
Chris
wide
Baker.
open.
Chris Baker, 6
Baker
points.
came out of the tight end spot, and nobody saw him.
I'll tell you what did that. When they came out, with the slot back.
That's a 53-yard touchdown pass.
The left side linebacker hustled over to cover. Gaping hole. Nice play. That was 6 all the way.
With 17 seconds left to play here in the first quarter, a 53-yard pass from Dawson to Baker straight up the middle gives Monticello a 12-0 lead, and they will try now to kick an extra point. Nobody, absolutely nobody saw him coming out of the tight end spot.
We're going to go for 2.
Monticello going to go for 2. Dawson over the ball, pro set backfield, looking for the pass into the.
Yeah, you got it. Somebody got an arm up on him.
Batted down, so
his arm.
it's going to remain 12-0.
We'll take it.
17 seconds to play here in the first quarter. As I understand it, Mike, Meridian only brought 28 players with them tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little puzzled by that, Kurt. I thought that they had a little bigger squad, and it looks like some of them over there on the sideline look like they're JV people. I don't know. I have to maybe try to run that down Tuesday when we're
We'll
back
know
in
a little
school.
bit more after tonight, of course. We see some scores around the Oka, but Meridian was picked pretty much in the middle of the pack, somewhere in the 4, 5, 6 range before the season started. They had some good players they lost from graduation last year.
Well,
Good
they were
kick.
looking to be up a
Low
little bit
line
this
drive.
year, too, because they haven't.
Run back is up to the 20, 25, 30. Got a little bit of a hole, but he's going to get stacked
No,
up
there
on
was
the
a big-time
35-yard
illegal
line.
block. I don't know if you saw 73 out there with his hands on the.
Michael Doan made almost a saving tackle as he came up and put him on the ground.
But they got away with one out there.
Good run back.
They got away with one out there.
The problem with that low line drive kick, it gives them time to run the ball back.
Yeah.
Meridian will have their best field position on their own 36-yard line.
Number 73, MoMA, had a nice clip.
It's only a
Illegal block
penalty if
from
you get caught,
If you
right?
get caught, I sure saw it. It was pretty easy to pick up. Here we go now. We need another stand here.
Tough Monticello defense first 2 times, 3 and out both times for the Hawks. Sophomore quarterback and a lone setback, and they're going to give it to him off right. They're off left tackle. Only a couple-yard pickup.
Tell you, we're doing a nice job up front stacking them up. They're not getting too far off the ball.
We'll give him 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Kyle Husengay on the tackle.
Well, they're running power stuff. That's
And
it for the
that's
first
the
quarter.
End of the
We're
first
gonna
quarter
swap
with
sides.
Monticello on top, 12-0. On a
Pretty
beautiful,
content
beautiful
crowd.
evening.
Just a gorgeous evening. Just wonderful. Tailor-made for high school
Major
football.
back to throw, lofts it way over everybody's
Ooh.
head.
Nobody's going to get that one.
Nope.
I think the official had the best chance.
Majors, as we know, has a strong arm. He played some last year, but he may not have the receivers or the time to do much throwing this year.
Well, and he looked good in warm-up, but there's a difference between warming up and
Yes, there are. It certainly is.
have a swirling
Stats
mass of body.
so far in the first quarter, Monticello's came both on ground and air. 20 yards rushing for Striegel on 8 tries. Dawson with 3 completions for 53 yards. And, of course, we have 2 touchdowns.
Okay, we're
both
back
on
in
passing.
We're back in a 4-4 set.
Majors spins going to keep it himself, and he's got some
Yep,
room.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what
Majors down
happened
to
there.
the
As soon as we see where he's at,
40
fumbles the ball out, bounces to no avail.
33-yard line.
I'm just saying that 4-4, you can stun out of that. Both inside people went in.
The official gave him a good 2 yards beyond where he stepped out of bounds,
Yeah.
but I've got a better view than the official had.
Yeah, we were outguessed. We had an inside stunt going. Both our inside linebackers committed. We bid on the option. Somebody did come out and hit the quarterback, but that opened that play up for us.
Suddenly the ball is on the 33.5-yard line of Monticello as Meridian has their first down of the game, and they're threatening. Majors fumbles it, falls on it. He'll lose a yard and a half, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, they're already in 4-down territory, so we're going to have to hold them this time.
Chief Miller just stopped by. It's always good to see him, and said
Yeah.
everything is fine.
Good.
He's been around the perimeter.
Probably stopped down to the past the end zone there to where we're having a little cookout. The seniors, I think, have got a little tailgate going on down there.
Somebody promised me a couple of brats. I'm not sure they haven't shown
Majors
up yet.
back to throw, looking, got lots of time, being chased now and gets
Oh,
away.
there he
Cuts
goes.
inside, and it's going to get past the line of scrimmage, about to the original line of scrimmage. Pickup of about a yard.
Tell you what created that is we had good coverage downfield. So I think one of the strong spots of this defense is our secondary. Coaches were feeling pretty comfortable with our secondary coming into tonight.
Chad Marshall came up and made the hit for a 1-yard gain. Third and 11, 34-yard line of Monticello.
Big
Likely
play here.
passing situation again. Majors back.
And
Here's a short
nice
one,
right
but
there.
It's going to be only about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Good coverage there by Chad Marshall again.
Chad all over the field these last 2 plays.
10:23 to play, second period. Monticello ahead 12-0, but
I'll tell you the difference too is today's high school athletes. We study so much film.
oh yes.
I mean, they just we never did that when I played. I mean, I
didn't
think
have
these
film
guys
when you played.
study as much film as we did in college. But I mean,
The tendencies
really
are
go
there.
over.
I mean, I talked to Coach Becky about that. He said that they go over all the tendencies for every formation.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a real good idea of what's
I mean,
going
they
to happen.
they break film down.
Oh,
There we go.
Majors almost
Big
dropped
play,
the ball.
big
and
play,
ends
big
up losing
play.
about 10 yards.
Big play by Pat Striegel in through the middle there from his inside linebacker position. That was another one of those little stunts, little crisscross, and he came up the middle untouched, and the result is our ball.
So Monticello defense does hold, and the Sages will take over on their own 40-yard line or just past. 9:51 to play here in the second period, and Monticello is still ahead, 12-0. Wide receivers both ways. Now we're going to get the flanker single back set up. Where they threw to the tight end last time, and this time they were running the same play exactly.
Yeah.
But Meridian, first of all, picked it up, and second, got in quickly. And Greg Hennington got in and put Dawson on the ground before he had a chance to throw.
Been involved in the last couple of plays. He stepped it up a notch here.
I do believe that was exactly the same play. But Meridian covered at that time. So Sage is looking at 2nd and 15 now. Again, double wide receivers. And the pro set. Back to the single back.
Shift the linebacker over.
And draw play, got a big
Striegel,
hole.
Big
Be
hole.
hard to bring down.
Yep, here he goes. Off to the, nice run.
First
Just
down
major
to the
league run.
46-yard line, I believe. Maybe
I'll
the 45.
tell you what, there were two safeties stepped up and stayed at home, and they still missed it.
That's
I
right.
mean, he
Two
was
guys
amazing.
had every opportunity to get him for about a 5-yard gain.
They stayed home and did what they had to do. They just couldn't make the play.
He went past both of them.
He is deceptively quick, and he's strong.
So now Monticello 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line, and that brings his total up to 40 yards on 9 carries. Same setup, single back.
Well, we can do so much.
Not much room, no place to go, and
Jack.
Dawson's going to lose 6 or 7 this time.
That's an extra year on Jack. That's just experience there. He knew there's nothing there. He's just going to
Jack
cover up the
probably
ball
should have got rid of that one.
Yeah, I didn't think but
he had time to throw. Nothing was open. There's
Right.
the sidelines over here. You can.
Yeah.
One of these cheerleaders could probably try to catch it. But that takes some experience and practice to get used to that.
Then your arm gets hit or something like that goofy happens. I think we're moving the ball okay, and that's the 2nd down.
Going to be 2nd about 18. Monticello in the pro set at the moment. Yep, back into the flanker and single back. Dawson
Nice
just
block.
going to roll this time. He cut up field, got some room, got some more room. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15.
Hang on
Going
to
to
the
be
football.
dragged down at about the 7 or 8 yard line, maybe 6.
I'm telling you, there's that extra dimension.
Jack Dawson rolling around the left side. Big gain on the play down to Meridian's. See where they mark it. Looks like about the 7.5 yard line.
Buying a little breather in there.
33 yards on that
scamper.
carry. No, Dawson had, was there 33? 46 yards on that carry. Gave him a total of 33, but that's only because he's had a couple of sacks.
Right.
46 yards on the run. Into the I formation. And Striegel gets it down to about the 2 yard line.
Hard running.
Striegel doesn't have a touchdown. Wouldn't be surprised to see that same play again. First 2 touchdowns came through the air. Passes to Gaskell and Baker. One for 18, one for 53. Monticello threatening again from the 2 yard line.
You get down in there and make them stop you. Make them stop you.
Brian Colbert just brought the play in, so we're about ready to find out.
It's a pretty big weapon.
7:16 to play here in the second period, and Jack Dawson over the center. This time out of the pro set, it's going to go to Dawson, who's going to try to run, and he had no room at all that time. Somebody penetrated the interior of Monticello's line, and Dawson barely got turned around.
That actually, though, I'm going to spin this, might not be a good thing for Meridian because now we have a little elbow room. We can do even more.
2nd and 7. Well, I'll take that as a positive. I'd still rather be on the 2.
Absolutely, but got to take what you're given in this game.
3rd and 7. Wide receivers both directions, and Meridian is tight in the middle. Dawson, long count, going to throw it. Got the slant.
There it is.
Got him. Touchdown. And that one goes to, I think, Gaskell. It is.
Yep.
Gaskell gets his 2nd touchdown.
Just nice hands, nice hands. He was in a crowd, had it all the way. I'll tell you what I like about that slant, too. He made that little move up and cut into the post. He was shielded. There's no way that you could prevent him from catching that football. It was a very nice play.
With 6:28 to play here in the second quarter, Adam Gaskell catches his 2nd touchdown pass from Tom Dawson, and Monticello goes on top 18-0, and they're going to practice kicking again. This kick looks good to me, and it is.
Good deal.
So Monticello has 19 points on the board, and Meridian has none with 6:28 to play here in the second period.
Well, Meridian's got to be feeling the pressure here. They can't stop us, and they're not moving the football. That's an awful lonely feeling when you're on the road.
Now, when you're down 19-0 at this point, you're in almost a place where you've got to come out of your game plan and start doing things that you really didn't want to do, and basically starting to feel outmanned, I would think. Good kick.
Well, and what?
Ball comes down to Nick Cooling. He's going to take it to the right side. He's up to
Got
about
a little elbow room here.
35.
There we go.
Didn't
Nice.
quite get to the 30-yard line.
Hey, what? 34 put some leather on somebody out there. It was a nice little block.
Monticello's special teams doing a good job getting down the field and keeping the kickoff run backs contained.
Tell you, when you get up like this too, this much time left to go in the half, you can start looking at some things now and doing some evaluating, put you that much farther ahead.
You bet. A lot of players will get some opportunities before this game is over to show what they can do
Different
under
kinds of things
game
that
action.
you can look at. This is very, very, very positive.
6:20. That's a lot of time left here in the second quarter.
You bet.
And Meridian is coming out. Single back in the backfield. Majors over the ball, and Hennington's behind him. Going to be a quick pitch. And
Oh,
he's gonna
come
cut
on.
back. Got a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you
Not
what.
much.
You didn't see that?
It looked like a little illegal use of the hands. Is that what you
It
were
looked
saying?
like somebody was trying to apprehend a shoplifter out there. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
I did see somebody stick their arms
34,
out.
Brian Kraft had a hold of a guy.
I don't think that's quite legal.
And made a nice little move on him, and he was not getting the block done, but he did what he needed to do and got away with it, so that's interesting.
3-yard pickup on the play. Maybe only 2. Long 2. Second and 8, maybe 7. Meridian out of the I formation with double wide receivers this time, and boy, flags everywhere. I don't know if somebody jumped or somebody lined up in the neutral zone.
It's against Meridian. Coach Allball was right in the line. He's saying take it. Yep.
Illegal procedure. Only a 5-yard penalty, but that will make it second and about 11 now.
Well, and that's just deeper. They're just not moving the football on us, so I mean, might as
They
well
got one
knock them
first
back there.
down on one big gain where they swept around the quarterback, actually bootlegged around the left end, and that's been their only gain. Their total offense amounts to something like 10 yards or so. I can't even tell
Big
who's got the
stack up in
football this
there.
time. Must be off the right side. Maybe no gain on the play. They have 2 yards passing and, let's see, 11, 12, 13, 14, maybe 20 yards total rushing. And that's their offense for the night. Seth Baker Chris Baker, I think, made the tackle.
Our linebackers are getting very active now. Our front four is doing a nice
Our
job
whole
of tying
team's
up
getting
their
pretty
line.
aggressive now. We've
Yeah.
really starting to get this game.
And that's
feel like
just
it's
what
under
we
control.
needed.
That's
There
right.
was some question marks, not in terms of ability, but in terms of confidence, and we're really getting that now, and it's starting to show, and we're starting to take control of the line of scrimmage.
A lot of momentum. Baker shot through that time, resulting in about a 10-yard loss. Meridian's got to punt deep in their own territory. The kick's going to hit just inside the 50.
He's
and,
got to move them. Okay,
he's
get
gonna
away.
Pick it up. Going to get a
there
couple
we
back.
Go. Hang on to the football. Nice job, Mr. Feeney.
Could have perhaps picked it up just a little quicker, but he did manage to pick up about 5 or 6 yards after he finally got hold of it.
He
Monticello
definitely-
will end up with good field position.
He definitely heard footsteps. The kid was right on top. He did a nice job of hanging on to the football. Now we're up around midfield again, though. I'll tell you, when you're playing football in half the field,
and it's the other team's half.
that's right. Makes it pretty nice.
Very
you can do a lot
happy
of different
about it.
things. Absolutely.
First down on the 48. This is about the third time we've had first down and taken over possession on about the 48-yard line.
And, well, you can do so much more. You're not back against the wall. If you get a sack or something goes wrong, you're not
Yeah, you don't see that very often, but this time of year you do. The officials are calling a timeout to give everybody a chance
Give our
to take a
offense a
break,
breather.
get something
This is
to
very
drink, and get the Sages ready to go.
What if they do that for us on the road?
I doubt that. They'll probably wait until A&M has the football.
Well, I'll tell you, to have field position like this, just opens up so many things where you can take chances, and if you have a mistake, it's not such a detrimental thing for you.
Split backs and roll out to the left. Dawson looking to pass back inside. Got
He's
a
got
man
time.
there if he gets it through. It's a
Ew.
little underthrown. Actually, he had a man open behind the defenders. Baker
they need to flip flop that
outran
around.
everybody.
Jack's trying to throw across his body. That's an awful hard thing to do. Jack is very athletic, and he's got a great arm. That's a long pass to make across your body like that when you're rolling left and trying to throw back right.
Both defenders ran into each other and just absolutely denied either one the possibility of getting the interception. But had that pass been about 5 yards further,
that was another
it
6.
could have been another touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good speed from Baker. Chris Baker coming out the right side. This time double wide receivers both to the left. Top of your screen, and the split backfield moving into the I formation. That's Vesna, and the ball goes to Striegel right up the middle with not much room. He managed to bowl his way through for about 2 or 3 yards. Under 4 minutes now here in the first half, and Monticello is just in total control.
Jesse Vesna comes out of the game, replaced by Josh Blickham ran in, so we're going to go to a
3rd and 8 for Monticello, right on the, just inside the 50-yard line. Dawson over the center, shift to I formation with double wides top and bottom, and big trouble. Dawson had no time to even turn around. Well, sometimes he gets good protection, and sometimes there's just none at all.
Well,
could have been a stunt that they managed to get a couple people through.
I think it was, but we also just didn't get somebody who was supposed to pull and just didn't get out there fast enough, kind of missed him. And that's, when you got all that movement in there, it's kind of hard to see that sometimes.
That's going to send sophomore Michael Doan back to punt position. 2 receivers downfield for the Hawks. They've got Hennington and, can't tell the other one, looks like Miller. High kick, and he had his knee on the ground.
Absolutely.
So Miller caught it.
We got a flag here on the line of scrimmage.
Usually you'll get holding on that play.
No, it's right on the line.
And Monticello will get to kick over again probably if that's the case. We'll let the officials make the call, and then we'll know more of what's happening.
Meridian looks a little tired, too, if you look over there.
Yeah, they're sucking a little air, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, Monticello's done a lot more platooning in this game than Meridian. Meridian's got a lot of players going both ways. Coach Beckwith not real happy. It's going to be against Monticello, and they're probably going to have to punt again, this time from further back. 1, 2, 3, 4, only a 5-yarder. But Monticello will now kick with the line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line.
Somebody came off the ball a little early.
Must have been.
False start.
Doan got off a good kick, and it was downed immediately because Miller caught it with his right knee on the ground, and he's going to get another opportunity to run it back, perhaps. This time he'll be kicking from about the 33-yard line. Good snap. Good kick this time. Going to back him up a little bit. Down to the 20.
He takes it on the run.
He dropped it. Picked it up. This is
all kinds of clipping and everything going on in there.
Flags down everywhere. He ran it back to about the 34-yard line. Really could have had a lot more than that if he hadn't dropped the ball as he went to the outside.
There was just some wild action in there on the backside of that play.
There
a lot of hitting going on, and most of it was illegal.
Going to mark the penalty on the 26-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be holding against the Hawks.
Well, I'll tell you what, our pursuit was so good. We were beyond people, and, I mean, they couldn't do anything else, and so they were trying their best to get back into the play. But
Meridian will have the football, but they'll have it back deep in their own territory. It's going to be probably a 10-yard penalty or 15.
I think it's 15.
That's a 15-yarder. Back to the 12-yard line.
Here we go again. Come on, D. Let's get a stick in here and get the ball back and put one more on the board.
2:37 to play in the half, and Mr. Davis is hoping for a little extra.
Can never have
icing
too much.
On the cake.
That's right.
Five penalties now for Meridian for 40 yards. Monticello has had 2 for 15 yards. Handoff straight up the middle and absolutely nowhere to run to. That was Hennington again,
They're trying to
I believe.
establish that inside the tackle running game, and it's just not there for them.
Yeah, well, they're trying to establish what they've got. And
I guess.
unfortunately for them, what they've got plays right into our strength.
I'll tell you, though, talking to the coaches at lunch, they were worried about the fullback and the running game of Meridian. And
well, so far
we've effectively pretty much answered that question
The only
tonight.
effective running they've had at all was one play, and that was by Major. Went around the end and picked up 19 yards, I believe, 27 yards it was. Well, there's a lot of running around back there, but it's all backwards.
Yeah, no. We've got good control of the line of scrimmage now. They're going to go for the timeout. We want the ball back here.
Kraft
Absolutely,
carried
good
the ball
job.
and picked up about
Coach Dice screaming for
yard.
a timeout. Get that clock stop. We want the ball back. So
It's going to be 3rd and 11, and Monticello does want to stop the clock,
Sure.
hoping that they can force a punt here in the second quarter. They're not even going to.
Coach is going to go out and talk to him.
With 1:44 to play, we got timeout
Coach
on the
Albaugh,
field.
defensive coordinator, going out, talk things over. I'm sure he's going to say, okay, what do we do with the stick here? Set up the return. And, of course, we're not on the air, are we?
Yes,
okay.
we are on the air this time.
Oh,
You
very
managed to
good.
get that
All right.
comment
Well,
in.
yeah.
1:44 to play here in the second period. All right, here we go. 3rd and 11 for the Hawks. Out of the I formation with wide receivers, top and bottom. Sophomore quarterback Major is going to back up and not going to throw it. They're going to try a bit of a draw play. He got some room. Did not quite get the first down, but he's out to about the 24-yard line.
I wouldn't be
only about
surprised
3
to see
yards
another
short.
timeout here, maybe. Nope. I guess they're going to let it.
Well, if they'd have held on that play, you might have been more likely to see it. It's going to be 4th and 3. If I were Meridian, I might even go for it. What have you got to lose?
Every bit of 3. Well, the
6
thing is,
points?
though, with the way that we can, with what we've distributed so far, that we can put points on the board quickly from just about anywhere. So
They're
I don't
going to
know.
punt. At least they look like they are, although Feeney's not respecting it too much. He's only there. He goes back a little bit.
It's too. They didn't have enough. If they had too much time in the board, if they go for it and we
Big
stop
high
them.
kick. Feeney is way back. Going to catch it and going to run it back.
Oh,
Still a good
Nice
job.
stop.
Anytime you keep that ball from bouncing, you're probably ahead on a punt.
oh, absolutely. And he's just half a step away from breaking for another 5-10 yards on that.
55
So,
seconds to play
got a
in the
lot of
half.
time.
Monticello with the ball just inside the 45-yard
How
line.
many timeouts do we have, Coach?
2.
Do we got 2 left? A lot of time. This club can go half the.
That's right.
half the
We're going
field,
to get a
55.
chance right here, and this is important. This is
Here's
the first
another-
time this
another
season to
concept.
practice the 2-minute
When you're up
offense.
by 19, and now you can do this. It just opens up so many things for you that you can do now.
We'll see if they go without a huddle and actually work on it. Dawson over center, and there it is. There's the single back. Almost certainly a pass. Nope, draw play. Spiegel's got room, got more room, still running down to the 40.
Yep.
Maybe the 39.
John wants a timeout here. Get a timeout, John. Is he asking for? Yeah, he took a timeout.
Actually,
good,
they
good
had
play.
to stop the clock to move the chains anyway. He could have almost let that one go.
Yeah, but I think he wants to talk about it now because now they're in an area where they can actually do some stuff now.
Well, the
He's
ball
gonna
will be
talk
on
it
the
over.
39-yard line. Striegel on that carry now has 12 carries for 63 yards, and he's starting to pick up some big numbers. And we're only in the first half with 48 seconds to play against Meridian. Here we go. 40-yard line, Monticello with the ball, 48 seconds to play. Single back, Dawson looking
He's
to throw
looking.
in
Oh,
trouble.
he swims through one, but got the other one up the middle.
Blitz was on, and he had no time to get anything off.
And the kids know it. They know it. They had a shot.
1st and 16. Monticello going without a huddle. 32 seconds.
I'll tell you what,
running.
though, anything can happen. We can score from out
Oh,
here.
there's time.
Believe
There's
me,
time,
absolutely.
No doubt about it. Baker's already proved he can get behind the defense. Long count. Same play. He's got room this time. Got Baker a little behind him. Little behind him. But that
Nice
stops the
idea,
clock.
though. Nice idea. That's right. We get the time to talk it over.
With 18 seconds to play here in the first half, Monticello on top 19-zip. Sages will have time to use Brian Colbert to run in a play. Again, out of the single back set, flanker and 2 wide receivers. Dawson drops the ball. And he would not have had any time to do anything with it anyway.
You know, I don't know what that was. Some sort of a screen, maybe, or I don't know what the.
They're coming up the middle like there's nobody there.
I'd like to see him try a shotgun.
I don't really know why they stopped the clock.
Oh, Meridian wants the ball back now. Now they want the ball back.
Give me a break. That was crazy.
Oh, you might as well.
All that does is give Monticello a chance to throw another touchdown pass.
I agree with you, but like you know, when you're on the road again, you're down by 19 already. Why not?
I guess 11 seconds to play.
But I agree. I wouldn't have done that.
Monticello apparently is going to punt, which surprises me. I would have thrown for the
way our defense is playing.
With only
that's
11
right.
seconds to go, I'd have thrown it down the field.
Put Jack back in a shotgun and let him heave it. See what happens. And that might happen yet here.
Doan's going to get the kick away, and with 6 seconds, this may be the end of the half. 5, 4, 3. Miller's got some room, but
there we go. That closes quickly.
And
that's the end of the half.
It says 0 up on the clock, but I didn't hear the buzzer go off.
Well, we're having a little problem with the
scoreboard.
The Demons visit us here.
And that is the end of the half. With the score, Monticello 19 and Meridian Hawks 0. Half action here. Monticello completely dominating the first half. We'll have our total offense and defense for both teams here pretty shortly.
And I think we
Kickoff
probably
is deep, back to about the 14-yard line. Got a little hole up the middle. He brings it back to about the 30. That was Hennington with the football, and Meridian will have their first possession of the second half, starting on their own 30-yard line.
That was kind of unusual. They never did close and make a little wedge. They stayed fanned out. They couldn't get back together.
Brief review: Monticello scored with 1:52 left in the first quarter on a 18-yard pass from Dawson to Gaskell. Then again with 17 seconds left in the first quarter, this time a 53-yard pass from Dawson to Baker, and then the final score in the second quarter was Gaskell receiving a 7-yard pass from Dawson. Monticello running was 24 carries for 78 yards. Striegel had 63 of those, and 5 pass completions for 87 yards in the first half. Only a yard gain on that first play from scrimmage for the Hawks. They'll have second and 9 at their own 31-yard line.
Be interesting to see what kind of adjustments we made at halftime to address some of the situation they had on their rush. They were talking to Coach here before the kickoff.
We were leaving gaps open, and they were using them.
Yeah, I'll talk
Major's
a little bit more about
got some
that.
time, finds a receiver, and he dropped it.
He was wide open, too.
Dropped it on the 40-yard line. That was
that was the nicest pass
Luke
he's thrown
Davis
all night.
Dropped it. For Meridian, they've carried the ball 17 times, gained only 24 yards, and thrown 3 passes for a total of 12 for 2 yards. So total offense for Meridian is only 26 yards in the first half. I think they had 1 first down, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they had all kinds of difficulties.
Good game for Monticello to start out with. They're pretty much dominating. They're getting the opportunity to try a lot of things, both offensively and defensively. A lot of players getting an opportunity to play, and even more so will as the game goes on. Great way to start the season for the Sages. Now, having said that, it's 19-0 at the end of the first half, and I have seen halves turn around. As I remember last year, I think it was, at the St. Teresa homecoming here, Monticello trailed by at least 2 touchdowns at the half, came back and won that game.
I remember the team. Ross Combs.
Not sure at this point.
Ross Combs came in at halftime. When was that? 1999, 98?
It was a ways back there.
We that semifinal game at A&M, we ended up losing by 2, but that was quite a turnaround.
Holding against Monticello gives Meridian a first down on their own 41-yard line.
Is that kind of a delayed call there, Coach?
I was wondering why that took so long.
I didn't, yeah.
Second time that Meridian has managed to move the ball a little bit, and this time by penalty. And one other time was a carry by the quarterback. And at quarterback is sophomore Seth Major. He's back there with a lone setback, and he's going to throw the quick pitch, and it's got a little room, and finally.
Nice move, I'll tell you what.
Broke loose and almost maybe did pick up a first down. It's going to be close.
I thought we had a 3 or 4 yard loss there on the back, and he managed to wing his way out of there.
He's going to be about a half a yard shy of a first down. Maybe they're going to measure it. I don't see any reason. Well, I don't think he made it, but. Whoa! Whoa! We're sitting right here on the ball. I would have to question that one.
I was just leaning over to get a better look. And
if this was a close game and I
slow.
were Monticello's coach, I'd have been screaming on that one because I thought he was a half a yard short.
Well, the thing is, you don't want any momentum to creep back into their game here. We had it all
they're in
knocked out
Monticello
of them.
territory.
We had it all for the
Man in motion right side, dive up the middle, and there's the biggest gain they've had off the
off
guard
of a
so
regular
far
line
this
of scrimmage play.
this
Absolutely.
game. They've apparently made some adjustments here at halftime. Pickup of about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. But they're inside Monticello's 45-yard line. Last time they got inside here, Monticello held them just pretty much dead. They got down to about the 30 or 35-yard line on the long run by Major, and that was all they got.
Boy, this
so let's
is
see how the defense does now.
Just exactly what you don't want to happen, though. They come out and get the ball.
Don't want to get them right back in the game. A score here is not what you want to see happen. I formation, man in motion to the bottom of your screen, and handoff's going to go right back up the middle again.
He dropped the ball, our ball. Nope, they got it back.
I don't know who got it, but it was
he dropped the ball.
It's going to be a 1-yard gain or Monticello's ball.
Looks like he got hit. That's ours. Ours kid's saying it's ours. I'll tell you, somebody got a hand in there. I couldn't get a number, but as he came through and got the handoff, he was hit just as the handoff was made, and somebody got a paw in there, and it's our ball.
Well, Josh Blicken was getting the congratulations. I don't know if he's the one. He came up off the bottom of the pile. He may have been the one that recovered the fumble.
Yep, that's what they're saying. All right.
So Sages take over. A little bit of a threat there early on.
There's a little scrap
Meridian
at the bottom of that pile, too, because I don't think we had the ball when it first hit the ground, but we came up with it. That's all that matters.
Who has it last?
Now let's see if we were adjusted. What we were talking about earlier is our offensive linemen were spread. We went to a certain formation, they were spread.
When they go to the single
and
back.
Meridian was taking advantage of that, and I think all we needed to do was maybe step in. And
boy, Striegel with no place to run. No gain at all, in fact. Striegel himself has carried 13 times, has 63 yards. 63 yards in the first half. That's a good half. But Meridian was waiting on him that time. 9.5 minutes to play third quarter. Monticello up 19-0. They have the football on their own 44-yard line.
Maybe gained about, what, 6 inches, if anything?
If that. Double wides, top and bottom. Formation we were talking about, they shift a flanker into the slot. They're not doing that. They're out of the pro set, handoff to Striegel, going around the left side.
Ooh, he might have had a little more room up top, but
found a little bit.
Decided to go inside.
Picked up 4 or 5.
Absolutely, nice run.
It's going to be 3rd and about 5.
I'll tell you, too, he's the kind of runner that makes you tackle him.
He's not going to fall down,
he gives you a shoulder, and you've got to take him down. He's a hard runner. I like to see that.
Nothing easy when you're trying to tackle him. Monticello's Blicken will bring the play in for the Sages. Gives it to Jack Dawson, and we're ready to go again. 3rd and a long 4 for Monticello. The ball right on the 50-yard line, maybe 6 inches shy. Top and bottom wide receivers. We got
asking for a ball check here. Center didn't like the feel of it, so wisely stood up and asked for some assistance there.
Quick snap. Dawson going to run it all the way. Had no room to go anywhere.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
He's still running. Got almost back to the line of scrimmage, but boy, people are coming through the middle of that line. Has to be stunts that we're just not picking up.
Right guard for us also had a big head start and was way ahead of everybody in the play, and nobody picked it up. So
Monticello probably.
I think what we're doing is we're having trouble adjusting to the gaps. I think they're playing into the gaps and they're stunning out of that, and that's hard to pick up when you. Let's see what I get a.
Doan to kick, Cooling and Miller back to receive for Meridian. Good snap. Kick is up and high and end over end.
Oh, and he dropped the ball.
And he got it back. That was Nick Cooling that dropped it but fell on it. But that will give Meridian fairly poor field position, clear back on their own 18-yard line.
Well, now it's up to the D again.
Need to have 3 and out here, and Monticello gets the football back with good field position. Sages have played very well throughout this game in almost every aspect. The only criticism I would have in the first half, and the coaches mentioned this, the inside linebackers or the linemen are getting to Dawson much, much too often.
Right.
Going to have to find a way to tighten up that defensive line a little bit.
Well, I think it'll involve part of it. They're just going to have to bring their splits in, and they're just going to have to play closer together. You've got to get a body and pick some of that up and slow it down. Also, you can move Jack. I asked
look for more rollout passes.
I look for that. Talked about that.
Drop
I
back.
talked about too. Let's getting them into the 5-step drop back or into a shotgun even.
Man in motion, going right out of the I formation, and it's a quick handoff inside. No,
He's
Major's
got
keeping it.
Nope.
He's going to lose yardage.
We had that covered all the way.
Somebody got through there real quickly, and that is
Well, there again, that's where
Mike
looking at
Mason that got through.
That's where looking at film, we've got that covered. I mean, it's like we're running it. You know, it's just a mirror thing. You've got to have bodies on bodies, and we've been there all night. They haven't really been able to break anything away.
6 foot, 185-pound junior Mike Mason has had 2 or 3 tackles behind the line of scrimmage tonight. It looked very, very good. All in all, the Sage defenses looked tough. 6:55 to play, third period. Meridian with the ball. 1 setback and 3 wide receivers on this. The pitch
Little pitch,
goes
and
outside,
we got 3 guys waiting there, and he is crushed.
Another loss of 3 or 4 yards. Hennington had nowhere to run.
You know, this is getting to the point where you're in the Meridian huddle and you cringe if your number's called.
Well,
you know
you're
what I mean?
almost forcing him into a passing offense.
And they haven't
and
wanted to do that for whatever reason, no.
Well, they've thrown, I think, 3 or 4 passes and completed 1 for 2 yards. They've completed 1 out of 4 for a total of 2 yards. They've got to be a little gun shy of that. And if you go back to pass with that sophomore quarterback back there and perhaps some receivers that are not too experienced, give Monticello the opportunity to go ball hunting.
Oh, absolutely. We sure will. We'll tee off on that.
I formation here. It comes.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
hit.
he's hit. Right
And
there, there it is, just as
intercepted,
you
just
said.
what we said.
That's going to be
Touchdown
6
Blicken.
right there.
Josh Blicken picked off the pass, and it wasn't deflected. The quarterback was actually hit from behind.
Oh, absolutely.
As he threw it, came up about 10 yards short at least.
And that's just what you were saying,
Blicken was right
Kurt.
there and took it into the end zone.
That points that out. When you're not able to move the football and you're forced to pass, you just tee up and they're coming, and we came backside, and that was the end of that.
Looked like about a 17-yard interception for Josh Blicken.
Big Steve Donaldson's coming off limping. Let's see what. I think he might have put the hurt on him. He was, and they're going to be giving him some attention down there. Doc Roberts is going to.
That was exactly 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Monticello going to go for 2 on the conversion. Dawson rolling to his left, looking to run, trying to cut,
nope.
Nowhere to go.
A lot of pursuit there. Got to admit.
But Monticello goes on top with that interception by Blicken, 25-0, with 6 minutes exactly left to play in the third quarter.
Set to kick off, up 25-0, and we're starting to really zero in here.
Hennington Cooley back deep and Doan to kick for the Sages. Done a good job tonight, and once again, another good kick. Going to go back to about the 9-yard line. Grabbed there by Cooling. He's got it going right side, picking up a little yardage down that side, and finally gets knocked down at about the 34-yard line. And the Monticello defense, which just scored on an 8-yard interception by Josh Blicken that was set up by somebody, and I can't give him credit because I don't know who it was, but somebody got through and hit the quarterback in the middle of the back as he was trying to release.
Coach Nest had stepped out of the booth next door and was distracting me from come up and didn't try to see who was behind me there. It was Coach Ness. Okay, we'll make another defensive adjustment. Seth Wildman comes in at right defensive tackle. We set up here. Meridian comes out with
double
wide out to the left.
Bottom. And straight
and the
dive
inside.
play. No,
nope, he keeps the ball. He's got the ball. Major picking up some run. Yeah. Yep, that's first down.
He'll get a first down. Sophomore Seth Majors had 2 big runs. His yardage totals don't show it.
Thing is, you need to set that up in the first quarter. And it's when you can't get that going.
According to the stats, he's carried the ball 8 times, and he has only 12 yards total. But he picked up 10 that time. He picked up 27 one other time, but he's had several sacks. And I just found out from my wife, who found out from Mr. Ness, that Chad Marshall was the linebacker that got through and hit the quarterback that caused that interception. So good job by Chad Marshall from the inside.
Looping from the outside.
It's going to be option right. No, this is a handoff up the middle this time. It was off right tackle. Picked up a yard or 2. Pat Striegel,
Tell you what,
linebacker,
Pat
was
came
in
up
there to
and
make the tackle.
put the hurt on him on that one. He stepped up there and put some leather on that kid.
Pickup of only 1, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
Looked like their right
5:15 to play.
tackle, too. Their right tackle had a big start. I mean, maybe it's just these bifocals that I'm trying to adjust
Well,
to here,
it's
but
the
I got
first game,
people
and I'm
jumping
sure
all
the
over the
officials
place.
give them a little bit of a break, too.
I'll tell you what, their right tackle, though, he had the head start that I'd need.
Once again, double set wide to the left here at the bottom of your screen, and the I formation. Majors on the count, going to run a bit of a draw play.
No,
Look out,
Run him down, run him down, run him down, run him
caught
down.
by Blicken, yes.
Yes.
Blicken's going to catch him on the 10-yard line. Hennington broke loose off the right side.
It was a
picked
foot
up,
race for about 20 yards in there.
Started at the 41-yard line of Monticello, and he's going to end up on about the 10.
Well, good presence of mind in Josh. When you get a situation like that, you can go too early and miss him, and he wanted to make sure he was right there so that when he did bring him down, he had him and he wasn't going to slip through and score. So, nice play by Josh.
So the 41-yard line to the 10 is a big-time run. 48 yards. Actually got inside the 10. So it's 1st and goal.
Now we're going to find
Meridian.
out what we're doing here.
You're going to have 1st and goal. This is the worst place to have it.
Absolutely.
Let's see what the Sages can do. Straight dive picked up, I don't know, a couple of yards. He's going to be down to the 7 or 6. They're going to mark it at the 6.
Got big Steve Donaldson coming in.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6.
Donaldson in for Boffman.
Well, I'm sure the
On
Sages
the
have
inside.
some type of goal line defense that they'll set up at this point. Maybe a 6 front. Doesn't look like it. Looks like they're still in the 4. But they'll undoubtedly bring their outside linebackers up closer. 4:25 to play. Meridian threatening.
Oh, yeah, it'll be like a 6-2 by the time they're done with it.
Line, and something's going on.
Got an equipment problem. Got an equipment problem.
Looks like
A chin strap or a little buckle or something broke. They got it ready to go. Nope. Yeah, they're ready to go now.
Blicken had some equipment problems. It's fixed, and Meridian took that time to substitute. They sent in Hennington as he's probably their best running back, and he was not in. He is now. Let's see if the ball goes to him. Yes, it does, and he's going to be brought down about a yard gain, I would say. Ball's going to be on a 5. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yep, and they got 2 plays because there's no field goal here. You got to put the ball in the end zone.
Oh yeah, they won't.
If you're going to stay in this game, you got to put the
kick.
ball in the end zone.
If they're smart at this point, they'll probably try some kind of misdirection because they're going to have a hard time running up the middle.
I'll tell you what's been good is coming right at us to the left here of the field is been that little dive to the fullback, the quarterback keeper, run that little. Yep. That little option that's given us fits.
We got 3 guys outside their tackle right now, though. That would probably be tough to do in this direction. And handoff to Penny, and he
bounced out. He's in
there, I believe.
Yeah.
He is touchdown.
He bounced outside, was able to get outside.
Hennington gets the first score for the Hawks with 3:30 left to play here in the 3rd period. A 5-yard run. Makes the score 25-6, and I'm sure Coach Beckwith is not real pleased with that series. And now they have 104 total yards after holding them to only about 25 in the first half. And that's something that can inspire a team. Boy, Monticello's defense looks a little confused, but it's going to be effective.
There we go. They're all over that one.
Good job coming through there was Chris Baker. He
Well,
made the
now
tackle.
we've got to come back and move the ball now and reestablish complete control of the game.
Yeah, Monticello needs to put a score in right here. 25-6 with 3.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. All right, here we go. 3:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. Monticello will get the football. It's only the 2nd time that Meridian has kicked off. They kicked off to open the game, and they will kick off again now. Kicking for Meridian will be their quarterback, Seth Major. And back deep for Monticello.
He does it all for them, doesn't he?
Try to pick up the numbers here. Vesna is back on the bottom of your screen. I can't see the top of the screen number at this point. It's going to go to Vesna on one hop. He's got it. He's going to take it straight up the
Got a little wedge
middle.
up there.
Got some room. He got it back to about the 31-yard line.
Tell you, that's all of John's teams since I've been here. they form up. I like that. They get in there and get that wedge, get that 5-man wedge in there, and they're tight shoulder to shoulder, and good things happen.
You look for a hole.
Well,
sometimes
and we
they
consistently at the 30 or beyond on most kickoff returns. You know, it's a.
Between the 30 and 35 is a draw. If you get them inside the 30, the defense has won, and if you get it past the 35, the kick receiving team has
So
won.
they just do a nice job of handling that. It's a pretty thing to watch too. Okay, here we come.
Double wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, and
Tight
split
end
backs
also
behind Dawson at
tight
quarterback.
end to the right.
Dawson rolling and looking, got a man
Right there.
and
Oh,
got
absolutely.
him out of bounds. Good play, a little
Absolutely.
down and out to Adam Gaskell.
And I'll tell you what, I think that's there all night too.
Adam Gaskell has caught 3 passes tonight, I believe, and 2 of them
for touchdowns,
and
absolutely.
the one you just saw for 7 yards.
Well, he's got good speed and great hands. Same thing with Blicken.
Normally translate to a good basketball player as well.
Yeah,
which
you
he
know,
is.
you'd wonder. They're good athletes, good kids.
Now the
and
double
they're having
wides
fun.
go up top to the
Here we
left
go.
side. Still the split backs. Dawson to Striegel right
Oh,
in the
yes.
middle. Had a bit of a hole, couldn't quite break loose. He's going to be about a half-yard shy
Somebody
of the first
just
down.
got an arm around his waist and slowed him up enough because he was going. He had a head of
He
steam.
had one more step to the outside.
And he's
he had
hurt.
Big
I'll
yardage.
tell you what,
Well, somebody might have twisted his ankle. Actually, that's not him on it. That's a Meridian player. And it's
he's
just
got
cramps.
a cramp, yeah.
See that a lot this time of year.
Oh, sure.
Beautiful night for football and a beautiful football field. And something that certainly our grounds people can be very proud of. And all of the administration has put together this fine facility here. Monticello was named the best stadium in Central Illinois.
Best stadium facilities in Central Illinois. And it was also noted in the parentheses that the greenhouse was a nice touch also. And it really is. When you look here, this is just a beautiful place. We've got the wonderful architecture of Moore Gym here to the north, and we've got the athletic complex to the south. It's just a beautiful place to come out and see a ball game.
You won't find a much better facility than this at any high school, certainly of our size in Central Illinois. You get up into some of the bigger schools, you will. If you've been over to Normal West, they've got a beautiful layout over there too. But this just really looks nice. I wish my yard looked like this football field.
I'll tell you what, hats off to Rick Timmons and all the hard work that the whole crew does in here.
On the other hand, if my yard looked like this, I'd have to mow a lot more
well,
than I do.
that's the thing, and they're out here, and I'll tell you what, they came to work this morning at about 7. They were already up mowing and getting it ready.
This has been a tough year to grow grass, no doubt about it. Well, we've got an injured player on the field. We think it's just cramps, but we're going to be away for just a second. We'll be right back. Here we go. 3rd and less than a foot for Monticello for a first down, and we're all packed in. 2 wide receivers, but the line is really tight, and it's going to go to Striegel. Gets the first down, but not by a lot. Finally fell forward for a yard or so.
It's a good second effort there. He got stood up, and then he just put his shoulder down and got an extra yard or so and picked that up.
So the Sages with a first down on their own 44-yard line.
I don't think anybody here didn't know who was going to get the ball in that situation.
Well, now I actually thought it might be a quarterback sneak. Dawson's a pretty good runner, too.
He is. He's not a bad runner.
And strong.
But you give Striegel a 3-yard head of steam.
2:44 to play, 3rd quarter. 2 wide receivers at the top. Dawson chasing the football, picked it up. Going to try to run
Jack,
his way out of
because
trouble,
nope,
and
he's
in
out of trouble.
Back to the 34-yard line. Going to be a 10-yard loss on the play. Fumbled snap as Jack came out from under center. I don't know if it was the snap or him just trying to come back too fast. But the ball went flying. He did manage to chase it down.
That looked like a rollout towards Meridian's bench because everybody was on the move, and I think we just tried to go before we had the football secured.
You know what the best play to run at 2nd and 20 is?
I'd say something for about 10. Oh, yeah, I'd go for – I'd try to pick up 10 here. And
draw play to Striegel would be my guess.
well, we'll see what we're going to come up with here.
Out of the eye.
Yeah, probably. We go to that eye.
Nope, he's going to throw. Got a man somewhere.
Hey.
Wrong somewhere. He just stood back there and waited for that one. That was Bryce Johnson. And he just waited for it to come to him.
Kind of a timing pattern there. I think
I'm
that
not
Jack
sure
thought he was
the receivers knew which one it was to. There were 2
exactly.
Monticello receivers down there, neither of them really going for the ball.
A little bit of a mix-up there.
Well, as good as a punt.
As good as a punt.
So the ball is on the 37-yard line now of Meridian, and they will have the ball again, having just scored on their last possession. You know, if they'd put a score in right here, they could get real fired up.
Exactly, absolutely. I mean, they've got time and the football.
Monticello needs a 3 and out, get the ball back, and take back control of the game. They've got control at 25-6, but you don't want to give up another score.
Well, you get a score here before the quarter's over there, and say you go for 2, and all of a sudden it's 25-14. 2 scores beat you all of a sudden.
A little misdirection back to this side.
Nobody was buying that.
No, just a little counter play with the Hennington coming back. Hennington's their best runner, but he's small. He's got to
Jason Shump stepped up, made a nice tackle, stayed home, stepped up, and got the job done. Good job, Jason.
127 and counting here in the third quarter. We'll look over the Monticello defense a little bit, see if there's any new numbers out there. Marshall flips over to cover the flanker on the left side. Majors makes the pitch, fumbled, and chased down, I believe, by the running back. Actually,
yeah, he's on the ground. That's a dead play. That's a dead play immediately.
Fell on the ball for about a yard gain. That was Hennington again. Hennington's got to be getting a little tired. He's carried the ball 12 times, gained 36 yards. He's had a couple pretty decent games.
I think our defense is getting a little tired. You look, some of our bigger linemen are starting to sag a little bit. They've been out in the field for a little bit longer than they'd like to be, probably.
Wide side of the field is near side now. That's where their flanker and wide receiver come to. A single back and a wide receiver at the top. Looks like a passing formation. It is. The quarterback eludes one tackler. He's going to pick up some yardage down the sideline.
He's got a first down if it's not on them. Then he runs into a big pile.
But there is a flag on the play. Went out of bounds, they said, at the 43-yard line.
That's usually something on the offensive line from out there. Let's see what they're going to say here. Yep, it's on them. Illegal procedure.
That's a big penalty because that was a good pickup and would have brought the ball down into Monticello territory.
And he's lucky that they got away with that because
somebody from Monticello should have had him tackled for about a 5-yard loss. They had both hands around him, and he managed to get away.
He's quick. He's quick. He gets out in the open, has a little time. He's not too shabby.
Not for a sophomore, especially.
I could see if he's having a good night, he could give you fits.
22 seconds to play in the third quarter. Ball goes back to the 31, and it's going to be 3rd and 15 for the Hawks. Out of the I formation. Wide receivers both sides. Majors going back to pass. Being chased hard, just rolling out. He's going to run
again. Hands up, come on, get out there. Nope, couldn't quite get there in time.
Boy, he just
put the shoulder down.
And that was Jake Welch, I think, 46 that he ran into. No, it was Chris Baker that he ran into.
Chris got caught. A good tackler. He got caught flat-footed. Chris was hustling to get there, and he put his shoulder down, and Chris couldn't recover in time. But
4th
he
and
got
5,
out there.
and Meridian's going to take a timeout, and no, it's the end of the quarter. With the score, Monticello 25, Meridian 6, and Meridian with a 4th and 5 on their own 41-yard line.
So as Meridian comes out here to start the fourth quarter,
we ought to mention the reason that the golden voice of Monticello is not here, shouldn't we?
Absolutely. That's just what I was going to do. Best wishes for a speedy recovery go out to Coach Swango. Coach, if you're watching this, we're thinking about you. I hope that you're feeling better and recovering.
High, short
off the
kick.
Side of his foot. Stay away, stay away, stay away. Get away from it, get away.
And Monticello is getting a big advantage out of the bounce. Lynn Swango underwent hip replacement surgery about 6 or 7 weeks ago and is recovering well. In fact, he told me he was going to try to come to the game tonight and sit in the bleachers and watch a little bit. He can come up the ramp. He's not ready to maneuver the 32 steps up here to the press boxes yet, but the recovery he's made in just the last couple weeks, I'm guessing he's going to be here before too awfully long, and we look forward to having him back.
Absolutely.
All right, Monticello with the football on their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10. We're in the fourth quarter where Monticello leads 25-6 over the Meridian Hawks. And boy, are they bunched in the middle. How about a quick pitch outside? Nope, we tried to run in that middle, and they had 8 people. within about
Well, I'll tell
3
you
yards
what,
of the line of scrimmage.
59 has been a thorn in our side all night long, and we haven't tried to. That's Pat Smith. He's a senior, and he's been tough.
Well, actually a loss of about half a yard on the play. And Monticello facing a 2nd and 10 and a half. And look at their
59 made that play.
interior 5 and their 3 linebackers. They're just right there. And boy, they're getting through too. Dawson going to try to run outside. He hasn't got any place to go.
Yeah, we're going to have to adjust our splits. I mean, there's just no doubt about it.
I've got to believe that if you ran either the option or a quick pitch right now, you could run outside these guys all night.
And what they're saying, though, they're saying that their interior 3 are faster than anybody we can get out to the outside, so they're coming through, and we're not. They're playing 3-on-2 essentially is what they're doing.
Well, a loss of 4 or 5 on that play. It's going to be 3rd and about 15. Monticello now back on their own 38-yard line. And you see Blicken and Marshall coming in. Got to believe pass coming up here. And with 3rd and 15, that's to be expected. They're trying to cover Blicken one-on-one, and I'll tell you, if they just fly him down the field, I would think that would be hard to do.
Slant to Gaskell. Boy, that's wide open. That's 6 if he can get in there.
Reverse. There's a clip. No doubt about it. I saw it. Play didn't go anywhere anyway, but there was a clip on the play. Tried to run an end around with Marshall coming from the far side.
Yeah, a big clip. But I'll tell you what was there. Did you notice how they had that played? We run a post, and that's 6.
I did not notice where Gaskell
there was no inside linebacker. There was no safety, and they had a guy one-on-one out here with Gaskell, and with his kind of speed, that's 10 yards down the field at a head pump, and he's off to the races.
Well, they're covering Blicken man-to-man, too, one-on-one, and I've got to believe that if you run him down the field as hard as he can go and then stop him, that little button hook would be open every time.
Well, because they're putting so much pressure on us up front. They're using a 5-man front.
We may not have time to get those passes off. We got an injured player from Meridian down here on the Monticello sideline. So
Jack holding his passing hand, too. Dawson's hurting.
Jack Dawson, Monticello's quarterback, came off the field looking like his left hand or arm is hurt. He's talking to one of the coaches right now. And in to play quarterback for Monticello is sophomore Pat Bailey.
No, he might have caught it on a helmet or
play because Monticello's punting.
He might have caught it on a helmet or got a little stinger there. Caught it on the. He was all right now. He's pretty tough.
Stone is back to punt. Short kick, probably going to go out of bounds, and it does.
Oh, no. It takes another bounce.
How in the world did that stay in?
It takes funny bounces.
Down to the 29-yard line. So Meridian will take over on their own 29-yard line. 10 minutes and 1 second left to play here in this ball game, where the Sages lead 29-6.
That took a fortuitous bounce for us. I'll tell you what,
You used to be an English teacher?
Yes.
Okay.
A little nervous still. You know, I'm not relaxed if I'm the Monticello staff here. We got to get a stick here. They're moving the ball a little bit, and there's plenty of time left.
All right, out of the I formation with double wide receivers, here come the Hawks. Straight up the middle, little dive play.
Okay.
That was Nick Cooling that picked up maybe a yard. Well, they said it was Hennington. I thought it was number 40. See who comes up off the bottom. It was number 40. And that's Nick Cooling, not Hennington with the football.
They just look like they're a control the ball club, and
they'd like to be a control the ball club, but they don't have the offensive line to do that with.
No, but when you're down 25-6 too, you got to open it up a little bit, and I just don't know. Other than that last series that we had was the belly dive the option out with the quarterback.
Quarterback sweep, basically. 3 receivers this time, a flanker, 2 wide receivers, and a single setback. You would think pass, but you'd think wrong.
Oh, we had him stacked up there.
Again, and
that was just, I'll tell you what, Steve Donaldson was just all over there. He was getting blocked, shoving one guy back, got a paw out. Knocked the ball carrier sideways. He was in there wrecking havoc.
Carried the ball several times tonight. No, he hasn't carried the ball several times. He carried it twice, as a matter of fact. He has not been one of the significant ball carriers. He has returned punts and kickoffs. And he's now carried the ball twice in the last 2 plays for a total of 4 yards. even though the announcer was wrong last time and said it was Hennington carrying the ball.
Our statistician is right on it.
That's right. They've got it down over here.
He's got glasses now.
High formation, double wide receivers, and Majors is going to
right
roll.
there. Fools nobody. Fools nobody.
Coming through is Chad
Marshall. That
the
outside linebacker spot, smelled that out, and he played it smart. He came in, but he didn't bite all the way, and he drifted out a little bit and was able to pick up the play. He contained first, and that's what he's taught to do. So, good job.
That's going to make a third and about 19 or 20 fourth and 19 or 20 for the Hawks. And now we're down to 8:09 to play in the ball game, and obviously Meridian's going to have to punt. I don't think they'll try anything.
We're going to get the ball back in good shape.
Out of the ordinary here. Feeney is back to receive. Monticello dropping everybody off. No rush.
Oh, he booms that one. Holy cow!
That one
that's the best punt of the day. That's going to be inside the 20.
Not even be able to pick it up. Yeah, maybe he is. Yeah, he's going to get 3 or 4 yards back out of it anyway.
That was a boomer, I'll tell you what.
Heck of a kick. Line of scrimmage was somewhere around the 30, 25, and it's clear down to Monticello's 20, 15, 18, 17-yard line.
Hey, they're beat having to get down there. When you kick one that far, that out hustled everybody. There was nobody there. Feeney had the best shot at it, and he was back 40 yards.
7:41 to play, fourth quarter. Monticello with a big lead, but now they're
probably
worst
come on.
field position they've had tonight.
Let's move the ball here and put this one away.
Dawson must be okay. He's back in at quarterback. And looked like maybe a fumbled snap, broken play. Couldn't tell what happened. No gain, certainly, whatever it was.
Chief Miller joined us again, just up to enjoy the ball game from the bird's eye view. How you doing tonight, Chief? Good deal.
Sages will have 2nd and 12. They lost a couple on that.
Not how you like
fumble.
to start a series. I'd like to run it down here a little bit.
Well, we don't really have it broken down by half, but if we did, I think we'd find that Monticello's second half is not very good offensively. We just have not moved the football that much. We have a pass interception for the only touchdown. .6:55 to play. Sages with the football. They're just going to dive it straight up the middle and pick up a couple 3 yards.
It's a nice win, but you'd like to see us come out and build on what we established.
Yeah, I think probably we had a bit of a letdown at halftime, and that's to be expected. But as a coach, you really don't like to see it because you want to see a team that comes out and has some intensity that just will not go away.
Absolutely.
And we really haven't shown that here in the second half, but certainly a positive outing to this point. There's certainly some things that they can work on as well. Double wide receivers at the bottom. Split backfield. Dawson over the ball. Long count. Here it comes. He's got some protection this time. Passes up the middle and
nice
good pass,
catch.
First down.
I'll tell you, Gaskell's tough.
You get the ball to Gaskell, he's going to catch it, and that pass was absolutely perfect.
If it's within arm's reach, it's a reception.
Dawson now has completed, looks like 6 passes in 9 attempts for 104 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Gaskell has caught 4 of those passes.
I'll tell you, those routes over the middle are there, too. It's just a matter of getting enough time because they're putting everything up front, and they got to respect the outside with our speed, and it's there all night long.
1st and 10. Receivers to the narrow side of the field, which is unusual. I don't know what that was.
That was a mix-up. There again, once again, the 51, the inside linebacker, was coming over way late, but he was bitten up. He was in the line.
Well, Dawson was under a lot of pressure through what looked to be a timing pass, a down-and-out timing pass that somehow the timing was not right.
Yeah, it didn't look right somehow. I'll tell you, middle was wide open again. I'm sure the coaches will be picking that up when they break down film and looking at that. That stuff over the middle can be devastating.
5:44 left in the ball game. Sages up 25-6. They have the ball on their own 30-yard line. 2 wide at the bottom, split backfield. Dawson calling the signal shift into the I formation. Fumble on the snap. Dawson trying to pick it up. Going to take the turn, cut inside. Picked up about 5 yards.
Nice play by number 20. He recovered nicely because if he bites any more inside than that, Dawson's gone for a first down at least. As it was, he picked up some nice
6
yardage.
And it's going to be 3rd and about 4 on what was essentially a broken play.
Absolutely. Only thing I can figure is there's a lot of moisture down the field because I've seen him wiping the ball off. I saw the center once, remember, towards the end of the first half, actually asked for the ref to come over and wipe it off. It's got to be slippery.
Had several fumbles. Boy, I just can't get over how they stack that middle, and we don't appear to be able to run outside of them. Another fumble, and the ball's bouncing and picked up by
That looked like a rugby. That looked like a rugby exchange there.
A yard or two.
I thought a scrum was going to break out.
Not great ball handling on that series of plays. Going to be 4th and 4 for Monticello. They'll probably kick. Meridian's going to take a timeout with 4:59 left to go in the quarter, and the Sages still up 25-6. Monticello set to punt. Doan is back to kick again. He's gotten a lot of practice tonight. Sages special teams have done well, and they've gotten quite a bit of opportunity. This time he'll kick from about his own 30-yard line. Oh, bad snap. He's in trouble. Going to pick it up and run with it. Yes, he's going to try. And he's not going to get near the first down. So Meridian's going to take over on their own on Monticello's 33-yard line.
Yeah, it's just like we're losing our focus here.
Completely.
Just kind of breaking
totally
down and starting to get ugly here, Coach. I don't know.
I think we're probably thinking already, let's get this game over with and go to A&M. And
25
you can't do that while the
nothing.
game's still going on.
No, absolutely not, because, this is a game of habit. And you just hate to see him come out of the chutes like that, have a rough start, first couple of plays, recover, and just really play dominating football, and then kind of let it slide away. That's a little disturbing.
Right,
I'm sure they'll be addressing that next week.
Have double wide receivers up at the top of the screen, and for some reason the ball has been held up. Official is explaining something to one of the Monticello coaches. And now it looks like we're about ready to go.
And Coach Dice is on the ball, want a little clarification.
1st and 10, 33-yard line of Monticello. Meridian with the football. They trail by 19 points.
He's going to air it out now, huh?
A little short pass wide open. The guy dropped it.
Yeah, he was.
We see why they don't throw
many passes. But they don't have anybody to catch the ball because the kid can throw it, and they've got fairly decent protection.
Right into his hands. Just a perfect play. And if he'd have caught that, he was going to pick up 15 or 20 yards.
At least.
So it's going to be now 2nd and 10. And Meridian's in a spot where they probably feel like they have to pass. 4:46 to play in the ball game. We get one wide receiver at the top, one at the bottom, I formation behind the quarterback. Majors probably back to throw. That hasn't always been the case. Got a motion to the left. We got movement all over the place, and that'll probably cost him 5. We certainly don't feel at this point we're in any danger of losing this football game, but we are absolutely sure we're in danger of having lost our intensity.
Yeah, it's it's a game of momentum. We got next 2 weeks are huge. Next 2 weeks are huge, and they're going to really go a long way in setting the tempo. I'll just come out and say it. I feel that you have to win one of the next 2 ball games.
If you want to win the Yukon, no doubt about it. For the first game, penalties have not been that bad. 7 on Meridian and 50 yards, and only 3 on Monticello for 30 yards. That's not bad for a first outing.
No, not at all.
And there's Major fumbling it.
And there we're going to
get it.
There we go.
And that was picked up
it'll be interesting
by 46, Jake Welch.
I'll talk to the kids at breakfast on Tuesday. It'll be interesting to find out just exactly what the deal is with the football.
All right, so Monticello will get another opportunity here. 4:42 to play. They've got the football, and you're right. Becky said the same thing to me. He said, I'd like to be 3-0 after 3 games. 2-1 would be great. If we're 2-1, we're a tough football team.
Absolutely.
And I agree with it.
Absolutely.
If we can win one of the next 2 or both, it proves Monticello is very tough. But I'll tell you what, we're going to have to play like we did the first half, not the second half of this game.
Absolutely. And I'm sure that'll be
just
addressed.
No focus here in the second half. Vesna and Striegel, ball kept by
hang on to it. Oh, boy.
Dawson up the middle for about a 3-yard gain.
He had it pinned against his hip as he was going down in that last one. That was there must be slip or something.
Awful lot of penetration coming from the defensive line. Clock running at 4:20. Monticello with the football on their own 47-yard line.
Not in a hurry. Go ahead and eat up some clock here.
That's pretty much what they're doing. Double wide receivers at the top. Don't look for Monticello to throw the ball. It's going to go to Striegel, trying to get outside, cuts back.
Nice move, and he picks up a first down.
Just
he did that all on his own. He's so deceptively quick. He takes a step to the outside, cuts it back to the inside, and has the momentum.
First down just outside the 45-yard line of Meridian.
Nice bit of running there.
And we're down to 3:47 to play, and I don't think you're going to see Monticello throwing many more passes, although with that kind of a lead you could afford to if you want to work on something.
Could be seeing Pat Striegel left and right.
Sage has scored 3 touchdowns in the first half, all on passes, and 1 on an interception in the third quarter, and that's been it. Dawson, somebody else got through again. Nowhere to run. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11.
Well, I'll tell you, this list that Meridian gave us is just flat out hard to read.
Hard to find the numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gave them to us by year in school. They got all the sophomores and all the juniors and all the seniors.
Our numbers are in numerical order, which is a lot easier to exactly.
2 wide receivers at the bottom and split backfield. Dawson is going to throw.
There it is. There it is. There. Oh, just
intercepted
because it was there too.
He's got some room. Zeb Bourne intercepts for Meridian.
I'll tell you what. Bourne fumbled the ball when it went down. I guess he rolled over, but
the ground
that was there. That was the right idea.
Yeah, it was a good play. It was a good pass. It was
because
open.
That was there. He just couldn't quite get it over Bourne.
Bourne made a good defensive play to bat it up in the air.
And quite frankly, I didn't think Bourne would
get
get that high up in the air, but he did, and that was the end of that.
2:44 to play now, and Meridian's going to get one more chance. It was a good call. Didn't work, but it was a good call. Clock still stopped. I don't know why, unless he went out of bounds maybe on that interception. Majors will take the snap, drop back and throw. There's a timing pass that may get picked off. Yeah, it was probably
interference. That was offensive interference, absolutely.
Looked like it to me. Blicken was just back there waiting to intercept.
Oh yeah,
that.
he was playing. He looked like Willie Mays on that famous catch.
That's right, the basket catch
over the shoulder. He was playing that all the way.
And we'll come back to the line of scrimmage and back up about 10 yards, I think. .239 on the clock. Monticello will be on defense and Meridian on offense when they back it up after the penalty, and it'll be probably still first down, but about 20 yards to go instead of 10. A lot of positive things to bring out of tonight.
Absolutely.
Sure they saw a lot in the first half that made the coaches happy. The intensity in the second half, I'm sure, didn't, but that's something you can work on as well. And it is hard to keep your momentum going when you're up 25-0 at halftime.
Well, I'll tell you what, there was so much anticipation for this game throughout the whole week. I mean, both the kids and the coaching staff.
That's a 15-yard penalty, not a 10 one.
You know, Coach said he felt comfortable with the team, and it's pretty obvious that we have some great skill players, and just a few question marks, and it's just a very understandable.
You talk about a penalty. There's a penalty. 15 yards and a loss of down. That's not something you want to do too often. All right, now the ball's back on Meridian's own 43-yard line. They've got a wide receiver up the top and 2 flankers. Actually.
Here's where we could get another score if they try to air it out.
Well,
because
they're going to, you know.
Absolutely. Oh, nice.
A little short pass is completed.
That's not going to hurt anything. In fact, that takes up more time. You got to throw the ball
Except
north
that he got
to
out
south.
of bounds. Pickup of 3 yards on the play. Ball will be on the 47. Davis, the reception from Majors. And we've now had 7 attempts and 2 completions for a total of 6 yards for Meridian. So obviously their passing game is not what they want to rely on. And that's what they're going to have to rely on if they want to try to get down the field here in the next 2.5 minutes. Wide receiver and a flanker to the right. And Major's going to throw again, and he can throw it down the field.
He's got a cannon, doesn't he?
But he overthrew everybody.
You don't have anybody that can get that far downfield.
Run as fast as the football.
That's got to be. Of course, you know, he's a youngster. He's just a sophomore. If he puts a touch onto that thing, they're going to be
develop a receiver or two. He could be real tough.
Absolutely, because he's got an arm on him, doesn't he?
2:26 now on the clock, and we're down to 4th down and 20-plus yards for a first down. I don't know. Will they go for it? Why not? Does it fall into that category?
Sure. Well, and the key here, too, is that we're getting some play time for people here in some good minutes, some good game experience.
Here we go. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. 1 guy back to block. Under pressure, he fires the same pass. And they both fell down.
Yeah, that's on us.
That will be pass interference on Monticello.
Although it looks like that, as Kyle found, it looks like they got tangled up. They both went down.
It wasn't intentional, but it was still interference.
No.
He will. They'll get the 15 yards back that they lost, and they'll get another play. I don't know. They may get an automatic first down. In fact, I think it is. Pass interference, Monticello. It's probably going to be 1st and 10 Meridian, somewhere up around Monticello's 40-yard line. I think that's a 38.5-yard line and first down. Well,
so
now
we'll move the
Meridian's in
chains. Here we
striking
go.
territory.
Exactly. It's little.
2:20 to play.
Like to see something get picked off here.
Well, it certainly could, because you got to expect they're going to try to throw it again. Here it comes, right at the middle. Oh, right into the hands and back out of Joe Cleland, I believe.
You know, sometimes you're not expecting that,
no.
So it's just like it's there, and like, God, what's this? I'm dropping back in the zone for pass coverage, and here's the football. Tell you what, though, too, only 3 seconds off the clock, and that. Let's get Coach Townsend on that clock over there. Come on, Coach. Get on that clock. Lean on it. Mr. Townsend has spent the game perched inside the clock. Under the scoreboard, trying to run it because we had a little glitch there. And, you know, they worked so hard, testing everything. Everything was perfect. Then it comes up to game night, they turn it on, it was gone.
Outside, and Hennington cutting to the outside. Did not get out of bounds. Did not get a first down.
It's going to be 3rd and about 2.5, 3 o'clock. So, yeah.
And somebody's going to take a timeout, it looks like, because the officials, yes. Meridian's going to take a timeout with 2:04 to play, and Monticello ahead 25-6. Here we go.
Saved by the bell on that one.
3rd and 2, maybe 3 for Meridian. Ball on the 31-yard line of Monticello. 2:04 on the clock. You got to expect them to dive this up the middle to try to get the first down. That's why it'd be smart to run a play-action pass, but they're not going to do it. Nope, they're going to dive it.
Boy, I'll tell you what, they just
he's
got a knee down, absolutely.
Right.
Why do you
He had the first down.
All that stuff. What's up with that? I don't understand that call either. I just don't understand it.
Loss of about half a yard, so it's going to be 4th and 4 now.
I look for a quick popper right up the middle, you know, that big.
I thought they were going to run without a huddle. Now they're going to call it. Now we got a penalty, and I don't know what's going on. It wasn't too much time.
I don't know what the deal is. Somebody said something, or what happened?
They may have gone to the ball and snapped, went down into it, then came back to the huddle.
Decided they were going to get to a huddle. Exactly. You can't do that. That's exactly what happened.
Well, let's run over the stats real quick before the game ends here. 1:40 left to play. Striegel, who had 63 yards in the first half, ends up with only 87 total for the game on 20 carries. Jack Dawson had some good carries, 2 or 3, but because of some numerous sacks, as he was under pressure all night, he ends up gaining only 2 yards total from line of scrimmage. Passing, though, a great night. 11 attempts, 6 completions, 104 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Gaskell catching 2 of them, and Baker the other one, plus the 17-yard interception for a touchdown from Blicken, and that's Monticello scoring. Ball run out of bounds by Major, so at the minute 35, Monticello will take over again.
And the fans start.
Meridian, not much offense throughout the game. 44 yards finally by Hennington, and they have a total of 106 because of one 57-yard carry by Major, or for the 57 yards that Major has. He picked up, say, 4 nice runs, 2 of 10, 1 of 48, and 1 of 27. He has several negatives in there too, but Major and Hennington were pretty much the offense for the Hawks all night long. 9 attempted passes, 2 completed for only 6 yards. Good defensive effort by Monticello overall. Not too happy with the Monticello offense in the second half. I think they just let down too much at halftime.
Russ Combs just came by and said goodbye. Good to see him again.
Young
man
was
down
a
in
heck of a
Southern
ball
Illinois.
player.
Oh, he sure was. He was fun to watch. Good wrestler, too, and all-around nice guy.
I want to thank Jim Coleman for keeping stats for us tonight. Our normal statistician, Jason Schmink, has done it the last 4 or 5 years, is actually, this is tough to take, in Hawaii watching his brother Alex play football for Eastern against the University of Hawaii.
Right, it's a tough job,
tough life.
Someone's got to do it.
Don't know how Eastern will come out in that game, but they've been awfully tough the last few years.
They have their hands full. If you get a chance, I guess, too. We got Illinois State going over to Purdue tomorrow. That'll be.
And Illinois down to Mizzou.
Yeah, I'm going to go to that one. I'll be at that one. We'll see.
That'll be fun.
Should be a good time.
They have the Border War in basketball. There's always a great crowd down there for it, and now they're going to try it in football as well.
It'll be tooth and nail.
I would think so. I understand Illinois is a 1-touchdown favorite. Is that right?
1 touchdown.
Yeah, this early in the year, you just don't know how things are going to shake out. Illinois with a new quarterback, lots of things could happen. What are we doing here now? We got another timeout? Still got a timeout? 1:29 showing on the clock, 25-6. Monticello's going to win their opening game here, and it's a good win. Not perhaps as dominating as we thought it was going to be after the first half, but still a good win for the Sages. Lots of positive things, some negatives that they can work on and hopefully improve before next week's game with A&M.
Yep.
Bailey is now in at quarterback. We have some new running backs out there. We'll pick those up as their numbers become apparent. That was carrying the ball that time was John Norfleet, I think, or Cale Becchio.
Cale Becchio, that was Cale. I think Cale had the ball. Yeah. That was Cale. Coach is down out of the booth now, so they're feeling they can put this one. We're going to be under a minute here pretty soon before we come up to the line of scrimmage.
Tony Cerveny bringing in the play. Coming out is Joe Cleland.
Nope, they waved Joe in the last second. They took Kyle out. Kyle Fountain came out of the ball game.
At the bottom of your screen, you've got Cerveny and looked like Cleland. Bailey at quarterback, going to keep it himself and trying to get outside. Gets a little room, cuts back, gets a little more.
That's the first.
Good
that's the first down.
We're going to get a clip, I believe.
Oh, at the very end there,
down,
huh?
but the flag was thrown.
I didn't see that. I was watching. You know, Cerveny did
Gained
a nice
about 10
job.
yards on the play, but it will not count, I don't think. We'll wait and see.
Good to see our wideouts sustain a block. That made that play happen. Cerveny especially did a nice job on his man.
Well, it wasn't clipping. It was illegal use of the hands, but still, it's going to go back. Nice run by Pat Bailey for naught. We're down to 33 seconds to go in the ball game. We get ready to hang up here. I'll thank Mike Davis, the high school principal, for filling in tonight and doing the color commentary for us. David Wells, the cameraman, and, of course, our statistician, Jim Coleman. Takes a lot of people to make these broadcasts happen, and most of all, we ought to thank the athletic boosters because they're the ones that pay for it and make sure that it gets done every week.
Always a pleasure.
I would say you're going to get to do several games this year because I don't expect Len to be back until the second half of the season at the earliest.
That's what he said before he went in. He had this procedure. We only had this procedure done August 5th, so it was, you know. But we look forward to having him back.
3rd and 13 for Monticello. Bailey's going to try it the other direction this time. He's
got a block, too. Get up.
Got outside, got back to the line of scrimmage, and was tackled before he went out of bounds, so the clock will keep running. We may not get any more plays off.
No, as I was going to say, the next one will be right back at us this way, and that's just, you know, running some things out. And if he busts one, that's great. And if he doesn't, just hang on to the football. And
I don't think they'll run another one. We've only got 12 seconds to go. A big win for Monticello. Good way to start the season. 2 really big, tough games coming up the next 2 weeks. So
I want to invite everybody.
next week
you can
and,
get out there. That's going to be a whale of a ball game.
You need
Absolutely.
a crowd down there. And then here at home against Warrensburg-Latham the week after that, another tough one. Monticello could really make their season with a couple wins in the next 2 games. Once again, thanks for joining us. This is Kurt Stratman saying good night.
Good night, everybody.